YouTube and bringing you another deck profile today. Here with my friend Sean K99. Say hi.
Yo.
Alright, he's gonna bring you a Volcanic deck profile today. So you can go into it now.
Okay, one thing about the deck profile first is that this is not draw heavy like the Reckless Greeds. They're not in here. It's mostly like stun heavy with traps, more than the draw into monsters and then pop everything with Scattershot. So first, everybody should know this. It's, of course, Rocket, the search of the reloads core of the deck. And then for the discard fodder, Scattershot, Regeki with an extra 1500 damage. Just amazing. And then, just to add more to hand to pitch for reload, which I'll explain later. Shell, you pay 500, add another one to hand from, yeah. And that is the 3 of a kind Volcanics I have. And I run 1 counter. I wanted to run 3 at one point, but then they just got cloggy and it didn't work. And most of the time I don't get its effect off, so it's just scarred. Or you can set it.
Now what does it do? Tell everybody what it does, because you don't know.
So, if your opponent attacks you, and you take damage, you can banish this card from grave, and they'll take the damage. But, just as a reminder, you need another Volcanic name in the graveyard along with it.
And you can pitch it with reload, right?
Yeah.
So it's a dimension wall in sense, right?
Yeah. And then the one Volcanic card that not a lot of people like to run, but there's a lot of things. It's a 3000 beater, first of all.
And Blaster got banned too, so
yeah, and Blaster got banned, monster. So that would have been the replacement regardless. 3000 beater, your opponent must attack it on their battle phase, so any attack position monitor must attack this card. You can set up a Mirror Force, or if you run Lance, it's preference. You can Lance the monster, and
if it actually does get over 3000.
Yeah, and what's its face? It sends reload to the graveyard, which is very important because they will never MST your reload, so you can get Scattershot from the deck. And it basically dark holes when it destroys a monster, and for every other monster destroyed by its effect, you deal 500. Now to the staple monsters, or side pyro monsters. Pot Avarice, 10 out of 10.
Recycles all your Volcanics.
Pretty much. And then 2 Summoner Monk. It's basic combo to get you set up. I'll show at the end of the video. I would run 3 if I could run 3 though. Spells. Triple Pod Duality. You rarely ever special summon unless you start with that. Like, you never special summon otherwise. So it's just good traps, set traps. Probably know what it is regardless, but you'll activate it. 2 Magic Planner. I could put this at 3. My friend has recommended it at 3, but so far I like it at 2. You send a continuous trap card, which are most of the traps in here, to the graveyard, and then you draw 2 cards. 2 MST. I want to run a 3rd one. I have not found it. I'm probably going to take out the Book of Moon for it, if anything. But yeah. And then Book of Moon, everybody know what that is. If you don't know what it does, you're a scrub. Foolish. If you manage to get Rocket in hand or Blaze Accelerator, but you don't get Shell, pretty much use that, and you can use it for Summoner Monk to start off your combo.
And plus it thins out your deck.
Yeah. Wildfire. It sends a Blaze Accelerator card to the graveyard. You pay 500, and it destroys all cards on the field, and you are left with a 1,000 token.
All monsters, right?
Yes, all monsters. It also denies you attacking, but that's only when you activate it on your turn. It's quick play, so I use it when last summon of the monster, usually. But Yeah, it's pretty nifty. I liked it over Dark Hole, but yeah. The main support that has been added who has saved this archetype, ladies and gentlemen. Blaze Killer Reloader. English. It's just such a savior. It gives you pluses off of pitching Volcanics. You can draw cards, draw more traps. When it's in the graveyard, you can remove and play, send Volcanic from the deck to the graveyard. Just send Scattershot and blow up your opponent's field. They can't really do anything about it either. And yeah, it's your draw power, and don't MST it whatsoever. Actually do it, so your opponent wins. Now, for the traps, 2 Mirror Force. You can run Dim Prison if you want to. I only had 1, so I just ran 2 Mirror Force instead.
And Mirror Force is like one of the best traps this format, so...
Yeah, the only thing that would probably not do anything would be Senjus. And that's the only thing it would side out for.
Yo Senjus?
Yeah, because they're assholes. Very assholes. 2 Fiendish Chain. I do not have a third one, but like MST, I would like to put this at 3. Because it's just that
well,
good.
2 is good as well.
2 is good as well. It's also preference.
With the Magic Planner, it will be better at 3.
Yeah. If I put Magic Planner at 3, I'd probably put this at 3. Vanity's Emptiness. Barely ever special summon in the deck. It's a continuous trap card. You can get rid of it with Magic Planner. It's just all around good for here. It's shiny. Shiny. Compulse. Basic. Good. Amazing. Ring of Destruction. It usually ends up on big monsters, but if you need to get over something that's just 1900 beater like Alias or Rocket.
Or Bear.
Yeah. I would recommend it if you're going against heroes. Save it for when...
Acid or Dark Law comes out.
Yeah, Acid or Dark Law. It's the main reason I'm running it, because of first turn stuff. Torrential. Amazing. Just, your monsters don't really matter. You'll end up normal summoning a 19 or 17 beater next turn. Or Doomfire, which is awesome. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast.
Explain why you're playing 1.
Because you can discard an awful lot of cards from this, but it's not necessarily needed at 2. I'd rather just put the Compulse in than that. Just in general. I think it's a little bit better, but if a shell gets stuck in hand, it's not going to help anything. I'm mind blanking. I'm sorry, guys. Call the Haunted. Yeah, English. Memory. Rocket. 10 out of 10.
And because you can use Magic Planner.
Yeah, and it gets your overlays, but sometimes you can use it. Oh, and another thing I have to explain about this. Magic Planner sends the continuous trap card to the graveyard. So if you send this to the graveyard, your monster will not get destroyed.
Yes, it does, because when it leaves the field.
It's when it's leave the field.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was when it's destroyed.
No.
No? Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Never mind.
It's still good.
Yeah, it's still good regardless. And 1 Spiritual Fire Arts. Because I like when my opponent Mirror Forces my Doomfire, and then I burn him for 3,000. Just too fun. Or 19 when somebody tries to Stormfort my Rocket. And that is it for the main deck. Now, extra deck
is always preference.
It's completely preference, but there are 2 or 3 major cards that I would recommend. You need Laval Chain. Laval Chain will set up everything for you if you have it. It is just the core XYZ. You might even want to run it at 2, because if you don't get it first turn, it's probably going to get popped. So I would run it at 2.
Or killed.
Yeah, or run over. And the other one, this is optional, but I just play it over Gem Knight Pearl.
Well, what does it do?
So it's 2 level 4 pyro type monsters. You can ditch 1 XYZ from material from this card. This card gains 500 attack until the end phase of your opponent's turn. And if this card gets destroyed while it has 2,500 attack or more, you can remove 3 monsters in the graveyard from play, which is good against a lot of decks. And I ended up using that card an awful lot just to get over cards that Vixen wouldn't get over.
It's a Book of Moon too, so
yeah, it's a Book of Moon, and it's secondary Honor Arc effect. It's just general, just goodness. You can if you want to. You can equip it to Vixen, or you can equip it to Volcanic Chain. Volcanic Chain will go to 3,000. Vixen will still have her effect when she's destroyed. I rarely ever get it off, but when it does, it messes up some stuff.
what does that do?
When it destroys a monster by battle, you can detach an XYZ material, send it back to the deck instead of it going to graveyard. It's very, very not reliable, but
It's like a bigger Abyss Dweller, right? Sort of.
Yeah, a little bit. You can use it if you want to. I use it because I need to get damage off at some point. Otherwise, it's not going to do much. Can run it. Don't need to. Oh, thank you. And of course, best card NA. Best card NA right here.
The card's trash.
No, it's 10 out of 10 IGN. You can run this. I use it if somebody fucking runs Grand Mole and fucks you up because it's fucking annoying. And you probably need to see Utopia if you're gonna also do that. Because you do get pretty low in the deck, so you can see Utopia.
Extra deck is preference.
Yep. Abyss Dweller. I got it for cheap and it's a good card.
25 cents.
Pretty much. And one card that I do not have that you should probably be running in this deck, which is Daigusto Emerald.
You forgot about Honor Arc and Exxon as well.
Preference.
Yep.
But this is another core card that you probably want in the deck, in the extra deck, which is another like Pot Avarice-esque thing. Most of the time you're going to have 3 copies of almost every one of your Volcanics in the graveyard at a time. So it's just general put back Scattershot, put back the shells, and then draw another card. And that is pretty much it for the extra deck.
Side deck is also preference.
Side deck is also preference. Mostly continuous trap cards. Iron Wall is really good because this deck can get messed up by macro, such as the one I hold right here in my hand.
It's not macro.
Pure Iron Wall. Goes in match. I guess you could use that against heroes. Yeah. Just set fire. Mind Crush works. Anything continuous.
Mind Crush isn't continuous.
Anything continuous or something that would stay on the field that would mess something up, because the whole point of the deck is draw into your traps, deal burn damage, and just annoy the shit out of them. And there really isn't much else to the deck. It's mostly fun. I wish the Elemental Dragons did not get banned. Otherwise, this deck would be a lot better as well.
With that one blaster.
With the one blaster, because blaster is an actually really good card.
So that's basically it. One question: what hurts this deck the most?
As I said, macro hurts the deck. Basically anything that banishes can really hurt it, but if it's a monster that banishes, you can pop it. It's no problem.
Yep, the Volcanic community can pop anything they want.
Yeah. Any other questions?
That's about it, man. Thanks for the deck profile.
No problem.
Alright, so subscribe, like, tell me what you think of this deck profile. Alright, we'll see you guys later, YouTube.